Wow, what a beautiful day at this pond. But being here is so lonely. But wait, what about those small things I sometimes see in ponds? What about those? I'm not sure what they're called. I think they were called organisms. What organisms live in ponds? I wonder what they are. All organisms are made out of cells. And it looks like there are two different types, eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Seems like eukaryotes have nuclei in them and prokaryotes do not. So, one of the most important organisms in ponds are the plankton. So, plankton, they are really small, microscopic, and they are free floating, meaning that they just float around, do whatever they want, really. And they are very diverse. There are many, many types of these. Phytoplankton is one of the most important types of plankton because these are the ones that are these are kind of like the plants of the water. Even though they're not actually plants, but they're more animals, they're still very similar as they do what a plant would do. They circulate carbon dioxide, turning it into oxygen for all the organisms within the oceans. And they take all the energy from the sun. Phytoplankton, more like phytoplankton. Bet it packs a solar punch. Huh? That's a terrible joke. That's not even a joke. What were you trying to do there? Zooplankton. This is the next kind of plankton. Because zooplankton are carnivorous, meaning they eat things. Well, not. Zooplankton are heterotrophs, meaning that they eat things. And they eat phytoplankton. And they take the energy from it, which is energy from the sun, and they give it to other parts of the food chain because they can be eaten in the masses. And that is what really helps supply energy to fish or maybe even larger animals like whales. But I haven't heard of some of these things before, but I have heard of an amoeba. What's that? Because I've heard of them, but I've never really seen one. So, an amoeba is, in fact, probably one of the most known organisms out there, but not many people know what they kind of actually are. And what they are classified as is a protozoa. And a protozoa is an informal term for single-celled eukaryotes. They can be free-living, like the amoeba, or they can be parasitic, which means they feed off organic matter or microorganisms or other tissue and debris. So amoebas are eukaryotes, they are a protozoa, meaning that they are eukaryotes, and they are single-celled, all similar to a prokaryote, again, because they are a prokaryote. And they change their body structure to get food and to move around. So they have legs that detach and move so that they can get around the water. And what did one amoeba say to its child? It's a me, bruh. That one was pretty good, man. That one was pretty good. The things that make the water green is Gnostic. Gnostic is a pretty common bacteria in pond water, and it can be anywhere basically, and it adapts to many things, and they are known as cyanobacteria, and these are what give the greenish coloration of the water. Gnostic, more like non-stick. That one was kinda good. But come on, man. Hey, it doesn't stick to this pond. It's true, I guess. But are any of these organisms dangerous? Can any of these hurt me or if I go wading in the pond? One of these dangerous organisms that can be found in pond is an E. coli. And it's scientific name is Escherichia coli, abbreviated as E. coli, and these are found basically everywhere in the environment and are found mostly in foods, however, generally from the intestines of mammals such as people and other animals. And they're pretty diverse. There are loads of different kinds of E. coli. A majority of them are not bad for your body, and they're kind of good because they help digest things that are in your stomach. However, some of these are very, very bad. They can make you sick. You can have diarrhea. You'll have very bad stomach issues, and it can be fatal if it's not taken care of. But the question is, where do all of these things come from? To have like a pond, you need to have algae. Algae is non-flowering, and it's an aquatic plant that just grows with chlorophyll and is not similar to any plant in structure or flowering or anything like that. However, what it does do is it helps deal with carbon dioxide. So it will take carbon from the air and turn it into oxygen for the inhabitants in the water. And what it does is, unlike other plants, this will go into overdrive, and if there are a lot of carbon dioxide, meaning the more carbon dioxide, the better this thing is going to function. I mean, algae probably doesn't have infinite amounts of energy. Where does its energy even come from? All of the energy in the world comes from the sun, and the sun is what has created basically everything in the universe, all the way to the small ponds and to the animals that live in it. Because in the end, everything is solar powered. Wow. Learning about things in ponds are pretty cool. I'd rather eat the things than hear. What in the world? What in the world? My God. No wonder all your jokes suck. You're a Martian. Abort mission, Martians. Abort mission. Abort missions. The human has figured out who we are. Abort mission.